I am doing fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. I hear you playing My King. I really appreciate that. I'm actually loving how reggae is doing so well over the UK, so I can't wait to come over and meet you guys.
Yeah, the reggae vibe is banging out here. We've got a lot of good reggae cats. Shout out to Minister Taff, Chris the Ambassador.
Yes.
Lots of them.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, man. So that's good.
Yeah, I was going to say, so, Kristine, tell us more about yourself. Like, give yourself an introduction so that people that have just heard of you, like, how would they find out more about you? Like, where do you come from in your music?
Sure. So I've been doing reggae for a while. I was born in Jamaica. My father was a musician, and my mom a teacher. I migrated to the States when I was in middle school. What you guys, I call it, we call it prep school. You guys call it middle school.
Yeah.
So we migrated over here, my whole family, and I finished high school here. When I went to college is when I started to just really, really take singing seriously. I was in the choir, and I started to find out my love for it. When I graduated from college and I was in grad school, I started to do background singing for, some artists that maybe in the reggae industry, the gospel reggae, Papa San and Nigel Lewis, and Sherwin Gardner. I don't know if you guys know them. Yeah. So I was in background singing for them a while, and then while I was doing that, Nigel is the one that kind of pushed me and encouraged me to say, yo, why don't you he said I want to do a full album. So that's how I got started doing reggae a long time ago. And I released my first gospel album in 2008. And that was called Get Ready. I don't know if you have any of those tracks, Andy, but if not, I'm going to probably send some to you. So that was what was my, what I was doing heavily. And, it did very well at that time, but that was a long time ago. And then after that, now I just started to release singles with LOJMG, which is Monty G. I don't know if you know Monty G and that whole crew from the Bahamas. And I released I Choose You and some of those songs on the Please Rhythm and so forth. And then I started to also, I decided I was ready to do another album. And that's how Songs from Zion came about. But I wanted to go directly back to my roots. And so we recorded it in Jamaica and recorded it with Rory from Stone Love Sounds and decided to put out Songs from Zion, which I'm very proud of it because of how it represents reggae and the roots and the dub and the message of unity and, how we all are connected and how connected from our roots and so forth.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, for me personally, I heard of you first of all when you put out the track Philistine, but I don't know which project that was from.
Oh, that was just a regular single. So that was when I was just decided to just release singles at the time. And I happened to be working with different producers, and I so happened to be working with a producer called Brian Isaac, very, very talented producer. And I was like, you know what, I have this song in my head. And then I said, but I need a DJ on it and a DJ. So I was kind of shy and I asked Papa San. I said, Papa San, can you just spit a verse on it? And he's like, yeah, for real. So he did it, and I was very happy how it came out.
Yeah, that's cool. Papa San is, he's obviously, I think he's probably more well known in the States, but he's definitely up there with the players. Like he's done stuff with Lecrae and all the big cats of the rappers.
Yes, definitely.
So at the moment you're releasing stuff off Songs of Zion and you're working towards a release of it?
Well, Songs of Zion was just released in February. So right now we're really just focusing, myself and my team, we're focusing on making sure it reaches all the corners. So we are just going to focus on marketing. A lot of DJs are playing it. Yes, I'm still recording here and there. I'm about to record a session right now, actually. But for now, we definitely want to make sure we focus on the album Songs from Zion because I still have a lot that I want to say and reveal and talk about it. There's so much in the songs and the message that I want the people to hear. And I still have a long way to go to bringing it to all the corners in terms of live performances, concerts, like I said. So I can't wait to come to England to do it.
Yeah, definitely. So what is planned for Songs of Zion? Have you done any videos for it? Or?
So from the album Songs from Zion, Roll It was the first music video that we released. I hear that you play Roll It, so thanks for that. Roll It is on my YouTube channel. Zion which is the title track and the headlining track, and actually one of the most popular songs over here. I don't know how it's doing over there, but over here, Zion is probably the most popular track from the album. So we did a music video for that. And then we are actually going to do 2 more music videos before the end of this year. Key Lock for sure, and then the next one is My Story, which I know you love. So we're going to do Key Lock and then My Story to continue to promote and get people to see the visuals and the essence and the character behind songs from Zion.
You've been doing obviously that for a while, and you want to obviously put it out more, which is good to hear, because a lot of people always jump into the next thing. We're in the society now where everyone's always saying, what's next, but obviously you want to extend it and make sure everyone listens to...
Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel that this album took about 2 years in the making, so I feel like we're going to take our time because there's so much that we want to, spread about the album. So we're not going to... This album definitely, we're going to take our time to make sure that it gets as far as it can get. So as we're recording all the songs, like, I want you to have a straight-up sounding gospel song. And I was like, Rory, I'm just trying to do my music in an artist, in an art form, And he's like, no, man, your voice, I put it. So he says he gave me this rhythm, very, 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 very cultural. And then to me, it sounded very traditional. But because of how it sounded to me, it inspired the chorus, which is, this is my story, this is my song. It inspired that, and it inspired me to tell the story of my background, which is growing up in, church, but also expanding and learning that I can use this gift to spread beyond the four corners of the church, and that's what I'm proud about, and that's what I'm doing now with Songs from Zion. First of all, I just would like to say God loves you no matter what, no matter where you come from, no matter what your background is. He actually doesn't even matter where you are today. I believe that God understands exactly where our heart is. He doesn't mind if you're asking questions. He doesn't even think you have to get it all together. But the number one thing I would say, we just all, even myself, sometimes I humble myself every day, and I just accept the fact that God connects with humanity and that He wants to have a day-to-day relationship with humankind, and specifically you, and to just not worry about all the legal stuff that we see, all the rules, and try to accomplish that. But just begin by saying, hey, God, I love you. Hey, Jesus, I want you. I want to understand you, and I want to just talk to you, and I want to guide my everyday life. And then once I have that conversation with Him, I think it's a natural prayer to say, once you open up that invitation and God directly wants, because He already wants to be with us every day, He's going to guide you. And I get that assurance that God is going to guide you every single day from now on, so that you will start to see change in your life.